Keep your legs locked? Yeah. What's happening here is I'm like creating a seesaw. And the only thing keeping his weight on one end of the seesaw is his ability to lock his closed guard on this end, okay? So I put my arms underneath, like my hands underneath his armpits, and I start to walk up, and I'm thinking about walking my knees until they're like fully straight, like this, okay? Once my legs are like completely straight, my hands go to the top of his chest, and I start to sit back, allowing this to kind of like, his lock is lifting him from the ground, you see? And I can just sit and balance here. I don't have to use any energy or anything, and he has to work super hard to keep his closed guard, and I stay here and hand fight until his legs open, okay? This is the part where most people mess up. They'll do like this, they'll make this mistake. See, their toes are back and their knees are forward, and when they try to sit back, they can't. You wanna think about, like, if you think about the seesaw, right, or like a scale, the middle fulcrum needs to be straight up and down. My legs need to be straight up and down when I'm underneath so that it can perfectly balance us. So when I stand up, I like to almost feel like his hips are like kind of stretching my hamstrings, like this. And now I know when I sit back, I've got that perfect center fulcrum. His weight's over here. The lock on his legs and me leaning back is the stress over here, and I can just kind of push his chest down, hand fight, make sure he doesn't sit up, and then his legs will open, okay? The thing about closed guard is, like, if you're just sitting on the ground in closed guard, he can stay there all day. But if you stand, even just standing up, there's like a timer going now. They can only lock and hold themselves for so long. We're just shortening that timer by making it way harder for him to keep his legs closed, okay? So let's try that back and forth. If you have questions, raise your hand. Yes?
Like, with your arms on his chest where you're like kind of straight out, are you at all concerned of like getting arm bar from that?
No.
You have to obviously break his guard, but...
Yeah, his hips are not in the proper position to arm bar. So like, think about it like this, right? Or are you saying like when I'm doing this?
No, when you're up on your knees and then you start to go back and on his chest.
Yeah. Imagine what he has to do. Try to lock an arm bar. He's got, as soon as he opens his legs to try to move his hips around the corner, he's just gonna fall. Okay. Yeah. The biggest problem you'll find with this is people like pushing off of your shins and trying to walk back. But if you just hand fight and keep control of their hands, that's really, really difficult to do. This, I've learned a lot of closed guard escapes in my like lifetime of jiu-jitsu. I only do this one now. Like once you get it down, like sometimes I don't even use my hands. Like I'm such a believer in the like physics of this that if I'm in closed guard, I'll put my hands on the ground and just get here and apply it right away, and I know it's gonna work, you know? So let's try this back and forth. And if you have questions, raise your hand, okay? 1, 2, 3, here we go.